Hi, I'm Christine Cushing and welcome to another helping of My Favorite Foods. Today, I'm going to show you how to make gnocchi like a nonna. These puffy potato pillows are the perfect canvas for many sauces. And once you master this foolproof technique, you're going to be getting some of that culinary glory that's usually reserved for nonna. Get ready for gnocchi with a garlic brown butter sauce with a little pecorino. It's going to be bellissimo. Andiamo. I'm in love with gnocchi, I'm not gonna lie. I have been for a long time. This love affair goes way, way back. First, I wanna just say, let's all know that we call it gnocchi. It's like an N sound and then like you have something at the back of your throat, nya, nya, nya. So gnocchi, not gnocchi, which I have heard some people call it. That would be really bad. No gnocchi, definitely. So gnocchi are generally made with potato. That's the traditional way that I'm gonna make it here for you. Sometimes they're made with ricotta, but I like this way better and I think it's gonna be perfect for you to get some of that culinary glory that I'm talking about. So what do I do and how do I wanna make you kind of not have to guess? Because there's a little bit of guesswork and that's where Nonna comes in because she's been making it for a gazillion years. So first reduction of guesswork is using a baking potato. So the baking potato, russet style of potato, is more starchy than like a waxy potato. So this is what you'd bake with and it falls apart and it's going to give you a really tender interior. Guesswork number 2, as in eliminating, is instead of boiling the potato, what I do is I bake it. So these potatoes have been first pierced with a fork and I bake them at about 375 Fahrenheit setting for about 40 minutes until they're firm. They're still a little warm to the touch now and that's key because we're going to pass them through the mill. This way they don't absorb all that water and you see Nonna knows how much flour to add, but you might not. This way you're going to jump a step. Okay, so let's start the milling process. I like to, as soon as they come out of the oven, cut them in half lengthwise and that way the steam is going to escape. And again, that prevents the moisture from being trapped in the potato and getting gluey gnocchi. I just want to scoop out the center. Now it's important that your potato is still warm, so you want it to be actually a little bit hot to the touch. This one has cooled down slightly more. And you want to make sure that you get most of this potato out. There's a lot that's in there, stuck to the skin, so you want to make sure you take that out. You know that Nonna is frugal. She doesn't want to waste anything. We mill. And I would have to say that Nonna has strong pipes, for sure. Don't mess with an Italian grandma. She will kick your butt. Guaranteed. Now to get all the residue in here, like all the potato, you want to do a little reverse action. And then go back again. Get a spatula and get in there and get all those nooks and crannies. And we all, I would have to say, need a little bit of Nonna know-how because Nonna would not throw anything out. And nowadays we just waste so much food. So you want to make sure you optimize everything that you cook. Use it all. Again, full recipe below the description. This was a pound of potatoes, about 450 grams. So potatoes, riced, all ready to go. I do a little fresh nutmeg right in the mixture. A little salt. A little pepper. So just whisking that 1 egg, because for 1 pound or 450 grams of potatoes, I'm only going to use half an egg. So seasoning is in, egg is going to go in. Stir with a fork just to combine gently. And now it's flour time. So now, to really make it foolproof, and what Nonna has spent years and years learning, is this flour is measured. I'm going to pour just half of it in. It's about 180 ml, or 2/3 of a cup. And I'm just gently, again with the fork, just letting that flour absorb. And right away, I'm going to turn it on to the board. So now we get really down to the Nonna business. Okay, now, gently but quickly, I'm using the palms, or this part of my hand, and I'm going to start bringing this together and trying to put all of this flour in, but it might not take it all. So let's see what happens here. And what I'm looking for is, I want to blend this, mix it together, allow the flour to absorb the moisture in the potatoes and the egg, but I don't want to really start developing the gluten in the flour, right? So you don't want to, this is not like kneading pasta where you really want to get it super, super firm. So already it's pretty firm, but it's sticking to the back of my hand. So I'm going to keep going. Now this to me looks like it's good. It's not sticking anymore to my hands. So I'm not going to add the rest of that flour. That's what you're looking for. It's together, it's not sticking, so we're not going to force the rest of that flour. Nonna says no. So I want to cut this into 4 even pieces, working with smaller pieces at a time. And then I roll each of these into a rope about 3/4 of an inch thick. And if I need some flour, I'm going to just dust very lightly. So rolling lightly dusted in flour and gentle hands. Gentle but quick. It's an amazing feeling to know that your 2 hands have made something so incredibly delicious, and really it feels artisanal. So here I'm just getting to 1/2 to 3/4 inch ropes. So I came up with this technique. So I really want to cut, I'm using a serrated edge knife just so that it doesn't stick as much. It's going to stick a little bit. And then I press down maybe 1/2 an inch, and then I rotate it. So the part that's squeezed is up. So you see, keep rotating it, and then you flick your knife as you go. You can rotate them back and forth. And this creates a much more interesting shape. It almost looks like a little pyramid. So it'll be more interesting on the plate. It'll catch the sauce better than just a straight pillow. But really, you can just do the pillows as well. I'm already starting to get excited about this. And it's important to flick and then have a lot of flour on your board and on your knife. Freezer, 1/2 an hour. Okay, so 1/2 an hour in the freezer. You see how they're all separate? That's a really good thing. I got my water on boiling. These are going to go imminently. The beauty of this dish is by the time you put the gnocchi in, you put a couple of things in the pan, it all comes together at once. So I want to make sure you get that right. Timing. So rolling boiling water, good handful of salt. Now it's all about the timing. So brown butter. what I want to do here is get this pan on a low heat. And I want to add my butter. Keeping in mind that brown butter and burnt butter are definitely not the same. Okay, so that butter is going to go in. So butter is just melting. Okay, this is confession time now. I'm really wanting you to get this gnocchi like Nonna would make. Nonna would not be making brown butter. I know, she would be slapping me, so I'm taking this a level above. The brown butter is really going to give us that nuttiness. Of course, if you're in the north, butter huge in Italy, so yes, she might be using butter, but I doubt she's going to brown it. My gnocchi are calculating about 3 minutes, so I want to get my brown butter to the point where I like what's happening to it. It's starting to bubble a bit. I'm going to add a little bit of chili, so there's going to be just a kick to this also. As soon as it starts to foam and the foam subsides a little bit, I'm turning it right off. I'm going to add the garlic, swirling, heat off completely. Now this needs to come back to a rapid boil and they need to start floating, so 2 to 3 minutes, not much more than that. So just from the residual heat of the pan, you see we got a little bit, teeny bit of golden on that butter and the garlic, but it's off the heat now. Oh, does it smell good? Crazy good. Now it's all about the tightrope. So gnocchi are about 30 seconds to a minute away. Butter is on standby off the heat. I also have lots of freshly chopped Italian parsley, you know that, and the Pecorino Romano. Pecorino Romano, sheep's milk cheese, very salty from the southern part of Italy. If you want to use Parmigiano, you can, Reggiano, but this Pecorino gives us a nice salty kick and a bit more depth. Are you ready? We're just about there. Smell it? Oh, this is so amazing. That garlic wafting up, the parsley, it already makes you want to sit down and taste it. Now this, I think Nonna would be super proud if you brought this to the table. I think you're going to have a lot of glory. Now, Nonna is going to keep most of the glory, but just a little bit of that, you know, recognition, who wouldn't want that? Now, it's time for me to taste because enough of the blabbing already. Oh, pillows, light, delicate, fluffy, little bit of texture. These are absolutely perfect. And the little pyramid thing is a kind of a thing that I came up with that I really love. I love how it looks on the plate as well. Little kick of garlic, big kick of garlic, little kick of chili, and the freshness of the parsley. It really makes it all come together. Nonna, would it be bad if I ate this whole plate? I think it would be bad, but I honestly would like to. Thank you for joining me on another helping of My Favorite Foods. Please subscribe. Let me know what's going on in your kitchen. Let me know how your gnocchi's turning out and how much glory you're getting. See you next time. Be sure to turn on your bell so that you get notifications for upcoming awesome videos. Thank you.